We've come to Brave Inca country, Gorey, County Wexford, to check on the progress of the 2006 champion hurdle winner.
And Brave Inca just keeps finding more and more. It's the champion hurdler, Brave Inca, and Tony McCoy, this very lazy performer who keeps finding and finding. And here he goes again, Brave Inca. Such resolution as they go up towards the line.
With Brave Inca now, Colm, and he's been the stable star now for quite some time. You must be delighted with the way the season's gone so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, you'd be little would you imagine it would turn out the way it did. You know, we thought initially he was a little bit more forward this year than he was last year. But I think the Morgiana kind of just, his fitness found him out doing a true gallop. The previous year, you know, he'd done a hack canter for a mile and the sprint, and hence he won, you know. But
it was the usual story, they wrote him off immediately.
Yeah,
Mariana.
Same again, I suppose, kind of after the Hattons, you know. It was a slog in heavy ground in Ferryhouse. But no, it's hard to believe how much he comes on from his runs, that sort of way, you know. And seen the last day in Leopardstown, he you know, absolutely delighted with him that way, you know. He'd done everything really well, you know. So, you know, and we'd like to think, I think he came on a bit from that as well, you know. There was still more to work on, you know. So, no, we couldn't be happier. He seems good.
At the last, Brave Inca from Ictataf, and Brave Inca leads Ictataf in second, and Brave Inca, last year's winner, the champion hurdler, is digging deep for Ruby Walsh, and here he goes again, Brave Inca. Such resolution as they go up towards the line. It's Brave Inca who beats Ictataf. He's done it again, Brave Inca.
Did that surprise you, that win at Leopardstown?
Surprising the manner he done it, yeah. You know, everything was again, and we're kind of going there with our tail between our legs. It was going to be a Mickey Mouse race, you know. If nothing was going to go on, we'd have had to make the run, and you were going to be setting up for everybody else, and everything like that was going through your mind. But lucky enough, when we had a bit of company going around, travelled and jumped really well, you know. And yeah, it was a nice result. You know, you'd been disappointed if you hadn't won, but at the same time, you know, you were kind of getting prepared for what might happen, you might say, you know.
Much has been made of the fact that Tony McCoy was the key to the horse. His aggressive style of riding suited him so well. You've had to change the plan slightly this year with a couple of different lads riding him. What's your view on that, Colm?
He's straightforward. There's no quirks to him. There's no knick-knacks. You know, in fairness, Tony knows exactly how to ride him, you know, and I think everybody knows how to ride him, that sort of way, you know. When he's ready, like, and as the season goes on, he is more ready, you know. He does everything easier. He wants to do it. He's the same at home here. Initially in the year, he's lazy and he goes through the motions, but the fitter he gets and the happier he is in his work, I think, you know, and the more he wants to do it, you know.
Well, a champion hurdle winner changes everything, and since last March there's been a lot of modifications to Murphy's yard, as the trainer explained.
It's been fabulous, you know. We built this new barn. There's another 10 boxes. Same, we put up a third walker as well. But yeah, it's a case of what you do, you know. Things is going not too bad at the moment, and please God, we'll see what happens again this year, you know.
So you put this set in here, another walker in as well. You've obviously had extra horses come in as well. We're
lucky enough we've a few in pre-training as well, so it's a case, you know, and as soon as they're gone on breaks or between one team and another, you know, there's always another one to fill their place. So yeah, we're full here all the time, yeah.
And how long has this barn been up here?
This went up during the summer. I suppose June, July, I suppose. Last year, so it's grand. Everything is grand and handy together, and it works well here.
Fantastic! It's amazing what a champion hurdle winner will do for you, isn't it?
If we could get another one now, yeah.
Along with new stables, Colm has installed 2 new horse walkers. How important are these in the day-to-day running of the yard?
Every horse warms up here on him before he's rode out. He's on the walk for 20 minutes, half an hour. He's out, I suppose, for half an hour, and it's the same. He cools down after he rides out. Then there's a lot warming up. We're out on a lot, and there's a lot cooling down at the same time. So effectively, you might say you've 3 lots out at one time, you know.
And Colm, would you use the 2 of them now? We know that this is the new one here. Would the 2 of them be in action all the time, really?
They would. The 3 of them would be in action at the one time. You know, there's 22 spaces between the 3 workers, you know, so if there's, you know, there's 11 of us riding out, there's 11 warming up and there's 11 cooling down at one time, yeah.
Colm's father Pat plays a significant part in the day-to-day running of the yard, and I spoke to him about some of their training methods. There's nothing like a natural resource to help you when you're training horses and what have you, Pat, and this is the river you use for bringing them in after they've done a bit of work.
That's right, yeah, to walk down here off of the gallop and walk down here and walk up and down the river there, and we think it's great for the horses' legs, for their tendons after coming off of the gallop, and it refreshes them, makes them freshen up, and we find it great.
What do you think it is, Colm, that makes him so special? We heard all the eulogies time and time again, how tough he is. What is it that makes him so different?
I think one is his class, you know, and he's not one of those horses that's going to travel down to the last in the bridle and be impressive, you know. He's always going to be workmanlike, but yeah, like, he has class. Doesn't matter what to do. If it's a slow run race, he'll sprint, you know. If it's a true gallop, he'll stay going. Like, he has it all, but at the same time, you know, he seems to, he keeps a little bit for himself and he keeps a bit for the finish, you know, and when you need it, it's there.
We've seen the entries come out now, and the greater majority of them are Irish. There seems to be one obstacle in the way at the moment, and that's Detroit City. Philip Hobbs' horse has really been very impressive this year. How afraid of him are you?
Again, you're afraid of him. You have to really respect him. You know, he was a very impressive winner of the Triumph. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. He was very impressive in the Great Wood Hurdle. Probably not as impressive the last day, but then, you know, conditions are again, and they didn't go as quick a gallop. But if he's anything like our lad too, he seems to step up for the big day as well, and I think he has to be really respected, you know. But again, he's not the only one, you know. You've Hardy, Max, Joy, they're all there. We've been a thorn in each other's side and over the last couple of years, and you know, it's going to be the same again, you know. And it's like, if we can get a clean run, if we can get ideal preparation and get there in the day, you know, I think it'll take a fair long to get by this lad, you know.